everybody. Welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. Today's topic is, why is your ex dating your relatives? Why is your ex dating your relatives? Before we get started, I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all the new viewers, the new subscribers, and welcome to you who have been with me from the beginning. I really appreciate you. Okay, just to let you know that the new channel Living Life with Miss Faye is up and running. I'll leave a link in the description where you can pop over there and see what I'm doing. And what I'll post over there, my daily routine, the vitamins that I take, the exercises that I do, and how I live my life alone. And I really enjoy it. So I will leave a link in the description so you can go over there. I will post on that channel probably once or twice a week. And usually I'll try to post at the beginning of the week. So if you pop over there by Monday, you should see a new video. All right. Every Monday, if you pop over there, I'll try to have some new material that you can enjoy. So, again, that's Living Life with Miss Faye, and the link is in the description. Now, to get us started, I did pull a short video. Let's watch this video, and we have a letter. Then we're going to read this letter and dive into this topic. Why would your ex date your relatives? Here we go.
Girls, what is your opinion of your ex starting to date a member of your family? For me, it would be an absolute no-go. I'm quite blessed because A, there's nobody close to me in age, and B, I just know they wouldn't do that. But it's like an interesting one, and I just want to know your views on it. I'm trying to think of a scenario where that would be acceptable. I'm failing. In my mind, there is no scenario. But I know there are people where this is a situation and they live happy. Like literally, if me and my partner split up and one of my best friends started dating him, I'd be a bit like, so yeah, I just don't see it.
Let's just dive right into this letter. And she says, can you tell me why a man I was dating is now running through the women in my family, trying to hurt me? Well, he's probably not trying to hurt you. It's just something that he's doing. He's just doing it. Is he trying to find me in them? No. I've never experienced this before. We were on and off due to him and I rebuilding our lives after divorce from our ex-spouses and considering moving toward with each other. Well, this was probably in your mind, but not in his. He's a cheater. You understand? He wasn't serious. Whatever he was telling you, he wasn't serious. He's only lying to get out of you what he wanted. But every time we started dating again, he would be so much fun and refreshing. Yeah, why not? Okay. So I'm confused about why he would seek out my cousins when I left him. This is another kind of hurt. Of course it is. Of course it's another kind of hurt when you see your man with your cousin. How do you get over that? Some of these low-down men would even date your mother. They'd even date your sister. If they are like that, it doesn't matter who it is. You see, they feel like anybody is fair game. And people that do that, they were raised in a family that did that. They dated their relatives. I have some kissing cousins in my family. You understand? They date you if you let them. But no, I'm not about that. But it does run through families. Now, men may cheat with relatives due to a combination of things. Easy access. When you go to family gatherings, they may, see a cousin that they like, but they don't know how to draw the line and just like the cousin, then lusting for the cousin. All right. When it goes into lust, That's an evil energy. All right. And they need to check that. But a lot of men don't. Familiarity, because they're familiar with their cousins. They probably grew up with their cousins. You see, but if they have a sexual attraction to a cousin, it could bloom into something else if they let it go that way. Suppressed desires, They like a cousin, but they try to suppress it. Sometimes it's hard. Now, a sense of secrecy. Some of these men just like having a secret. To them, it's a thrill to cheat with a relative of yours, and it's a secret. To them, it's fun. And it could be, like I said, a potential underlying family dynamic because, my kissing cousins, it goes all the way back from generations that they was kissing cousins. So, it just ran a thread through the family for all of those who wanted to engage with that kind of thing. But that's evil. That's evil. And sometimes even a genetic disposition toward attraction to relatives. A genetic disposition. I don't understand how it can be genetic unless it's a curse that runs through the family, which can be particularly difficult to confront or acknowledge due to social stigmas. You should not date your cousins. You don't date your relatives. But some men out here, they embrace that evil, negative spirit, and they will go after your relatives or their own relatives. These men, if they're going to go after a relative, they don't care whose relative it is. Many times they'll go after yours and they'll go after their own. Now, what about proximity? Men who date your relatives, it's because they see them all the time. They they see them all. They see them when you have your family gatherings. Your cousins looking nice or your sisters looking nice, and they have a roving eye. Every man is not like this, but the men who are like this, you don't need to be with them. When you see that kind of activity arise in them, you need to cut it off and let it be off. Do not give them a second chance or anything. Get them away from you and get them away from your family. All right, let them take that on somewhere else. An emotional connection. Some of these men, they will try to develop a connection with the person that they desire. So you can kind of see it coming if you're really savvy about it. But on the other hand, men will sleep with anybody that they can. If your relatives are open and flexible and don't care about it, then the man, many times, he's not going to say no. Your boyfriend, if he has that kind of energy in him, and one of your relatives comes up scantily dressed, like now women are coming out half naked, with just a little cloth, a little cloth, just to barely cover themselves. So, your boyfriend sees that and he's lustful. He's lustful. And that lust grows. You see, to lust for somebody is sinful. But that lust grows, and before you know it, now he's got emotional about it, and he wants to get close to that person. And here you are. And you're going to be the one that's hurt in the process. If he cheats on you with a relative, 9 times out of 10, your relative enjoys the secrecy. Maybe your relative was a little bit jealous of your relationship with him. So when he came flirting over there to her, if she didn't have a problem with it, then it was on. You see, it can happen just like that. And the same thing if you have a sister that's out like that, it can happen. There are a lot of men out here who don't have any integrity at all. And they will sleep with whatever is presented to them. They don't care if it's a relative or what. But for you, if you're with a man who's like that, don't blame yourself. You haven't done anything wrong. You just chose the wrong man. That's all. Don't sit around and try to think and wonder why a man is doing these things. He does it because he can. He can get away with it and still be with you. But if you cut him off, then you'll teach him that no, he can't have you and do those kind of things. That's insulting for your man to come around and want to date a relative. So next time family functions come around, he pops up with one of your relatives, your ex. I think it's wrong. But some women will scoop it up because they're kind of jealous of you anyway. Maybe they thought that you had a good thing and they want it. They may flirt with him. And if he's weak, he'll be right over there. But cheating with a relative is considered a serious breach of trust when these men do that. But cheaters don't seem to care whether it's a breach of trust or whatever. They enjoy sneaking around behind your back and doing these things. To them, it's exciting, but it shows that they don't care that much about you. If you find out, you find out. If you don't, you don't. And they just keep on doing it. And many of them do it, I believe, because it came through the lineage. That in their family, that's what the men did. They cheated. You know, just like I told you, in my family, I have some kissing cousins. It's wrong. It's been wrong. You see? But those that carry on that kind of activity, if they have children, then their children that carry on the same activity, saying that they are the role models. But ladies, you need to guard yourself from this sort of thing. Don't sit around and try to wonder why a man does what a man does. He does what he can get away with. Many of them, especially if they are low vibrational men. But keep your vibration high, no matter what happens. And don't let this kind of activity hurt you or destroy your life or make you feel like you're not good enough. It has nothing to do with you. It's about him. It's all about him and his negative energy that makes him do those things. And you can't change him. Your best bet is to protect yourself and to move on. All right. Now, you say in the letter that you and this fella were trying to work, I guess, trying to rebuild your lives after both of you were divorced. Both of you were divorced. Well, if he's going through your relatives, then you know why he was divorced, because he's no good. He's no good. And when you started with him, did you take your time to find out about him? Or did you just roll with it after your divorce and he was the first man to come along that attracted your attention? You got to be careful. You probably attracted him because you still had the same energy from your ex. You didn't bother to heal from your ex, so you attracted him. A cheater. If you meet a man who is divorced and has been divorced, whether it's a long time or a short time, you need to know why. What happened? Why? You see, many times a woman will not divorce a man unless he's not a good provider. And if he is abusive, that's when a woman will leave a man. Usually. All right. But a man will leave a woman because he was never really bonded to her in the first place. He was never all the way in. He was just there. You understand? So for him to leave you, to cheat on you, to do whatever with other women or whatever, it doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything because you never took time to let your bond with him, be on a solid foundation. That's the key. If your relationship is not on a solid foundation, it won't last. It won't last. How you gonna build on quicksand? On quicksand. I don't think you took your time to even know this man before you took him in. It's a hurtful thing if you know that your ex is dating, and we say dating, but we really mean having sex with one of your relatives. I ran across and on social media where this lady said that her ex dated her mother. To me, that's nasty. That's nasty for a mother to go and date her daughter's ex. I think that's nasty. No, and you can see that is not positive living. There's nothing positive about that. No way that you can look at it. Men will date women who are close, are handy. They too lazy to go out, try to find somebody out, that nobody knows. No, they want somebody that they see all the time, that gets them excited all the time, whether it's somebody at work, somebody they live across the street, somebody they meet at church. You see, somebody that's handy. So, if this man sees your relatives all the time and they looking good, smelling good, well, if he's a cheater, he's going to be looking at them. And if he truly is a cheater, he's going to cheat with them behind your back. And it's going to be crushing to you. Ladies, take your time with these men and check them out before you give them your heart. That's the best bet. Take your time with them. Don't be so quick to get involved with them. Know if they are upstanding people. Know if they are trustworthy people. Know if they really care about you. And the way you know if a man cares about you, give him a chance to show it to you. And not just by his sweet words, and if he takes you out to dinner or whatever like that. No, it's more than that. It's a lot more than that. How he needs to show that he really cares and supports you. If a man is putting that kind of effort into you, then he probably won't cheat on you. If he's not putting that kind of effort in you, supporting your dreams, caring for you, making sure that you're okay and that all of your needs are met, he won't have time to cheat. He won't have the time or energy to cheat with anybody else because he's pouring all of his energy into you. But if your man is not pouring it into you, he's pouring it someplace. So let him go, live your life, and move on. And just chalk it up as a lesson. It's a life experience that you won't experience again. You don't want to experience that kind of hurt again. So you must learn from that so that you don't repeat it. Because if you don't learn the lesson, you are bound to meet the same sort of man who will do the same thing to you again. All right, that's the key. I hope you understand the message today, and I really hope that it helps someone. Now, those of you who may have a question that you'd like for me to answer, my email address is in the description. And if you're looking for today's affirmation, the link is also in the description. I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. Thank you for your comments and your letters. And a very special thank you to those that leave a donation. I really appreciate all of you. I wish you all the very best. And I really hope to see you next time.